Guys, welcome to Motherhood Made Simple. In today's video, I'm going to show you what we eat in a day, vegan edition. So on this day for breakfast, I decided to have a yogurt parfait kind of situation. So I'm just showing you all the ingredients here. I have some Silk vanilla almond milk yogurt, some raisin almond gluten-free granola, some flax seeds, some chia seeds, a whole banana, and some frozen blueberries. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the yogurt in the bowl with a teaspoon of flax and chia seeds. I'm going to stir that around and let it sit for a second. And then I'm just going to add the granola on top with the entire banana and 2 handfuls of blueberries. With each meal, I do drink as much water as I can. My goal is to drink a gallon of water each day. And this breakfast was so good, you guys. It was so filling. I'm showing you my empty bowl here. So the kids didn't want yogurt parfaits. They wanted tofu scramble with some potatoes. So that's what I'm making them. I've made this a bunch of times on my channel, but I'll just go through it again for you guys. All you're going to do is take some plant-based butter. I'm using the one by Country Crock. This one is really good. You're going to put it in a frying pan and allow it to heat up and melt. And then once the butter has melted, you're just going to add in your tofu. And then you want to take a fork and just kind of mash it up until you get the consistency of like a crumble. Once your tofu is all mashed up like this, then you can add in your seasonings. To this, I'm going to add in some garlic powder. I'm going to add in some salt, some pepper, and some turmeric. Now, the turmeric is what turns it yellow, the color of egg, so you can add as little or as much of this as you like. And then the next thing I'm going to add is some nutritional yeast. This gives the tofu scramble a cheesy flavor, so I add a lot because my kids really enjoy nutritional yeast. And then there you just saw me add the salt and pepper. And now the last thing I'm going to add to this is an entire bag of frozen spinach. If this was my tofu scramble, I would add more veggies in, but my kids just like spinach in theirs. And while the tofu is cooking, we're going to start on the potatoes. I just chopped up 3 large potatoes and put them on the air fryer sheet. I'm going to season them with seasoned salt, garlic powder, onion powder, parsley, and olive oil. So it looks like this. And then into the air fryer it goes. I'm just going to put it on the frozen fries selection, which is like 20 minutes on rotate at 464, and then turn it about halfway through. And then that's the perfect timing because while the tofu is cooking, the potatoes are cooking, and then they usually get done around the same time. So now our potatoes are done. I'm just going to serve them to my kids however they want. They both get tofu. Andre wanted tofu on potatoes and he wanted papaya, so I chopped up some for him. And then my son Amir, he didn't want papaya this day. He wanted his with tofu, potatoes, and kiwi. So that's how he had his breakfast. So some time has passed now, we are on to lunch. I just wanted something really simple and quick, so I decided to make a sandwich. So what I did was I took some tempeh and chopped it up in thin slices, put it in the air fryer with no seasoning just to crisp it up. Then I topped it with barbecue sauce. I toasted some gluten-free whole grain bread in the air fryer, just pulled out some toppings to go on top, and then I have some side of grapefruit there. So on the sandwich, I'm just going to, once the bread is toasted, I'm going to go ahead and add my vegan mayonnaise on the bread, just one side of the bread because I have avocado as well, and that's going to add a lot of creaminess to the sandwich. So I do bread, mayo, and then I take the barbecue tempeh and then put it on top. And at this point, the tempeh is like really crispy, so it kind of tastes like bacon. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my tomatoes on top of the tempeh. And then I'm adding my avocado on top of that. I'm going to do a handful of the spring mix. And then I'm going to add some alfalfa sprouts on top of that. Now, I don't really enjoy the alfalfa sprouts, but I hear they're really good for you. But to me, they taste like grass. But mixed with other things like on top of a soup or on a sandwich, I don't mind them much. So Once I have the sandwich all assembled, I'm just gonna pair it with some grapefruit, and then I'll show you a couple of clips of how the sandwich looks in a second. I need to work on my presentation. I promise you the sandwich doesn't look, Pinterest worthy, but it tastes amazing. Now for dinner, I had a bunch of veggies that I needed to use up, so I decided to make a soup, and plus it was really, really cold this day. So for this, I just pulled out some salt, some pepper, some ginger, some vegetable bouillon, better than bouillon, the vegetable one. I have some garlic minced in a jar because I hate chopping garlic, apple cider vinegar, a can of diced tomatoes, 2 cans of canna lily beans. I have a thing of vegetable broth. I have 1 onion, 1 whole stalk of celery, a bag of baby carrots chopped in half. I have a full bag of kale frozen and a whole head of cabbage. Now this is everything I'm going to put in the soup. It's going to be like a bean, tomato, vegetable soup. The easiest thing about this dinner is that everything just goes in a pot. So I started off with some olive oil in the pan, and then I added my trinity, which is onions, celery, and carrots. I sauteed them for about 5 minutes or so in the oil. And then to that, I am going to add 2 heaping tablespoons of garlic because I love garlic, and why not? And then I'm just going to give that a good mix and let it saute for another minute or so. And then I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of this vegetable bouillon seasoning. I love this stuff. It tastes so good to me. And I love my soups to be very seasoned, not overly seasoned, but I want them to have flavor. So I add 2 tablespoons. And then I like to coat the vegetables in the vegetable bouillon. It just gives them so much more flavor. And when you toast the vegetable bouillon, I don't know, I just really, really like it. So I allow that to cook for like another 10 minutes till the vegetables get kind of soft. Then I'm gonna add in my ginger paste. You can add as little or as much as you like. I didn't measure it, I just squeezed some in there. And then I'm gonna add in a capful of vinegar, and I do that to cut the acidity of the tomatoes that I'm gonna add in now. And I am adding the whole jar of organic diced tomatoes. And then I'm going to add the 2 cans of canna lily beans. And that's why I love this recipe again, because everything just gets dumped in the pot. There's the second one. And then I'm going to try to add this whole bag of kale. I don't get it to fit. I can actually only add like 3/4 of the bag, but I love kale, so it's okay with me. In goes the vegetable broth. Cabbage and 2 cups of water. Everything a good stir and let it cook for about an hour on medium. Now I'm just going to cook some rice in a rice cooker, because when my son have soups like this, they like to have rice with it. So what I'll do is, once the soup is done, like you see here, I will always have like some white rice or brown rice cooked on the side, and I will ladle some in the bottom of the bowl and then pour the soup on top. I like mine just a vegetable soup, but they like it with the rice. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some good ideas, and I just want to thank you all so much for watching. The soup was amazing, and it keeps really well in the fridge too. I want to say that I usually will eat on this all week. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.